Hello there and welcome back to the channel. Spurred on by my last video on the Bird People, I have decided to cover a ship from the Buck Rogers series that I don't think gets enough love, and it is the Searcher. An interesting vessel that, as I said, I don't think gets enough love. It does have certain echoes of 2001: A Space Odyssey, but let's pretend that they didn't just rip off that design, and in fact I don't care if they ripped off the design, really don't. Let's get into the lore of the Searcher, but before we get started, please like, share, subscribe and comment down below, and you should know that this video is brought to you by my sponsor, The Beard Struggle, but we'll get to them later in the video. And with all that said, let's get started. Okay, so the Searcher was a ship introduced in the second season of Buck Rogers in the 25th century. The vessel was a large ship constructed by humanity to go on a galaxy-wide journey of exploration, searching for the outlying colonies lost to Earth of humans that evacuated the planet after the Third World War in the late 20th century. That was the main mission of the vessel. You can't argue that it had shades of other stories from other shows, but let's get to that in a moment. The ship itself was an enormous ship which, as I think I stated earlier, kind of resembles a ship from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Let's just hope HAL's not in charge of it. The ship was primarily built for exploration, had various facilities on board to accommodate its large crew, from gyms and exercise areas, recreational facilities, as well as utilitarian, the engineering, bridge, etc. It was propelled by a plasma drive through two main thrusters on the rear of the ship, supported by two auxiliary. In the belly of the ship, it also housed its spectacular fighters, primarily for the defense of the ship, but also to use as scout missions. These are the famous fighter flown by Buck Rogers and his cohorts, as well as it could carry an additional craft, the fighter of Hawk. The ship also had numerous shuttles and light transports to facilitate its mission throughout the galaxy. The ship's name, the Searcher, not overly original, doesn't stand out to me, but it fits its purpose. Remember, this ship was sent out to seek out new life in old civilizations. Now there is, as I said, an element of similarities in the storyline of this ship. The vessel itself was a vessel of exploration with the ability to defend itself, much like another fairly famous starship from another sci-fi franchise. But before we get into some of the comparisons, quick message. My sponsor, The Beard Struggle, who I linked in the description below, and if you follow that link you will get 15% off anything on their website on your first order if you sign up. And they of course specialize in beard care and beard related products, and have recently started branching out into colognes and other things utilizing the scents, which are magnificent. I particularly like Valhalla's Gate, which is one really nice kind of, it's not aftershave-y like you would imagine a lot of the scents of these kind of things are going to be. It's kind of, I want to say floral, but it's not really floral. It's sort of a sweet smell. It's very nice. And yeah, they also do a variety of what they call the Armory, which are a series of things like beard straighteners, clippers, general grooming kits, and shavers and those sorts of things, which are all just awesome. I've actually bought pretty much all of those things now. But again, they are linked in the description below. If you have a beard or are thinking about growing a beard, or you know someone that has a beard that could just be that little bit more epic, check out The Beard Struggle, follow the link below, get yourself a discount, and become a member of the Brotherhood. With that said, let's get into some light comparisons, because to be honest, doing research on this ship, from watching Buck Rogers when I was younger, I had to do some research. There isn't a lot on it really. The ship is mostly reused footage throughout the show. A lot of the times it is armed, but it's nothing's really specified as to what the hell it's armed with. Exactly what its FTL propulsion is, who knows? The 70s didn't really worry about stuff like that. But anyway, again, the ship's design kind of reminiscent of the ship from 2001, but the mission is not unlike that. It's sort of a cross between that of the USS Enterprise and the Battlestar Galactica, the basic concept. it came out at a time, obviously, in the wake of Star Wars, and like some other shows like Battlestar that Lucasfilm attempted to sue for copyright infringements. They actually tried this with Buck Rogers, but Buck Rogers had managed to duck out of this because Buck Rogers is based on a much older serial that predates Star Wars by literally decades, and the studio had the rights to it for a while. So yeah, they jumped on the bandwagon with the sci-fi epics, but it was in no way an actual rip-off of Star Wars or any kind of Star Wars clone, although it was in the vein of it again, such as shows like Battlestar Galactica, and for that matter, actually Star Trek, which re-emerged around this time period. Which Star Trek and Star Wars have always had a complicated history. Star Trek came first, of course. It sort of fizzled out for a while. Star Wars came back, you had this big resurgence, and everyone started scrambling for what could they make that could jump on this money train. And of course Paramount turned around and was like, oh, well, we've got this Star Trek we already made that's already pretty popular, let's spin that out into a new series, or films as they actually went with in the end. But this was the effort to make Buck Rogers an adaptation to television. I think it did pretty well, and I've heard some things about a possible revival of this show which might be coming in the next few years. Don't know how I feel about that, but it is a lot of campy fun, and I don't know whether some people feel season 2 is better than season 1. Some people feel the other way. Let me know in the comments below which one is your preference. With all of that said, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you for watching. And there's more videos going to be coming, but as I've said before, everything's a bit of a mess right now at my home, between my full-time job, my girlfriend's full-time job, and trying to do this. This room just isn't getting touched, so I'm still struggling to actually get these videos out at the speed I was doing, but I'm getting back to it. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you feel the Force take you. Bye bye.